Anyways, we're going to jump right into it. We do this every month starting last month. But this is going to be our first full month of streaming part-time, 1 hour every day, almost every day, Monday to Friday. So work days really. And let's see how far we've gotten and how far, if I took the lessons from last month and applied it to this month. Let's see how well we did. Where did I fail? Where did I go? And Cotton Eye Joe. Okay? Going over the same things we did last week. From views, the state of our views, stats, I don't know why I misspelled it. Videos, our niche, peers, and reviews, which I did not update this slide. I should have, though. I should have. All right, just a reminder, I do stream about 1 hour Monday to Friday from this time, 5:30-ish to 6:30-ish, depending on what I got to do. Sometimes I'm making dinner. My niche is Tekken, fighting games, right? Maybe I'll branch out to other fighting games, but right now it is Tekken because I have still my yearly goal of winning a tournament and hitting Tekken King. Last month, we can compare it. It actually went up by 0.2 viewers. Our subscription basically stayed the same, but we did gain more followers and we did stream more than the last month. So yeah, there's that. Take what you will from there. So we'll start off with the YouTube. Everyone, the number one advice you'll hear from all Twitch streamers is that you cannot grow on Twitch. So I have continued to try to double down on content and posting whatever, like as much as I can over the month on YouTube and TikTok. I mostly primarily focus on YouTube. Last month, as you can see, it went pretty well. Like we started like at the last bit of January. Right, and we saw the big bump on views there with some watch time, which is awesome. Coming into February, about the same pace, it fucking more than doubled, right? More than doubled, and our watch time went up significantly, and subscribers went up by quite a bit, I would want to say. So posting consistently every day, at least with shorts, has come a long way. I try posting almost daily with videos. It's a lot hard to do with posting videos every single day, but I'm pretty happy with the results so far, right? The results speak for themselves, right? Continue on to this, we'll see a pattern, okay? Our YouTube shorts, again, skyrocketed. We got some subscribers off of a lot of off the shorts, not our long form videos. Shorts is kind of our bread and butter here, okay? I changed up the format. I try to make it more consistent. There's still some lingering leftovers from last month's like AI edits, which I don't like anymore, but coming on to March, we should probably see more organic, more realistic views. This tick right here, dude, like this one right here was because of one short that I made through the AI video editing tool, and it blew up to like 25,000 views or something like that. But I'm not proud of it. I'm not happy with it because of that specific short was this one right here, which was Counting Software Secrets. It wasn't about me. It had no branding in it. It was me like reacting to it with a very little amount of anything to it, right? Like I think people mostly watch it for the actual movie rather than for myself. And that's not something I'm trying to build my brand around because it's more fighting games anyways with some variety mixed in. But this skews the numbers a little bit, right? And I've come to learn, I didn't know this before, but apparently, no way I can confirm this, but apparently word on the streets are, if you want your shorts to actually do well, if you want to know they're performing well, you want to consistently hit over 5,000. That's when YouTube really takes your content and kind of does a different tier of testing, right? They send out a small section, like they send you out a small test group of like who clicks on it, and then trying to find your audience, and it spreads out from there, right? Because of this though, it may hurt me in the short term or long term, I'm not too sure, of like, oh, this guy's a react channel, this guy posts movie clips or whatever. This is like general people like, we'll send that out and send out what my usual content is to the same people who may not like fighting games, right? The intersectionality is not there. So that's the challenge for me. Definitely not going to be doing that again. But coming March, it should be cleared up and should be mostly about fighting games. Okay? A great video of mine that popped off that I was very proud of is this one where the thumbnail and the titling, the clickbait was actually pretty decent, right? This one's probably my highest performing one with well over 100 views. Most of mine hit around 20, 30, right? Which tells me I'm just posting slop. There's something that anyone really wants to watch, right? So I posted, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos in the last month, right? So so almost weekly, right? Basically weekly with a little bit more. right? Almost twice weekly, I want to say. There we go. So the problem with that, right? So the problem with this is that it was the low effort content. It's just highlights with some editing, with some quick cuts, right? I give myself an hour to edit after stream, and then I just post a video. That's what I try to do. Maybe I'll give myself like another hour for the next day, right? But the slop is not working. Okay, long form slop does not work. Short form slop works a little better, but you can see here, like down here, like low numbers, bro. It doesn't convert too well. I'm just posting slop. I'm just posting random like clips of the highlights and stuff. You can see some days where I got like almost 0 views, maybe like 1 or 2. It's not sustainable, right? I could try all day, every day, and I tried it for this whole month where just posting as much as I can, being consistent, posting every single day. And I think the view speaks from themselves where people can recognize that it's just slop. When it's just slop and no intention behind it, people don't tend to stick around or is interested in the content, which is fair. It just means I have to up my game better to actually reach out to a better audience, right? Not better audience, but to reach out to the same audience that likes fighting games, but make the content engaging. As you can see here, right? We have our last month's content review that I edited here. Thumbnail, not too great. What's it called? This one, titling wasn't too great either, right? But this one was a lot better. 250 views off this one alone. And I think this is a combination of putting more the exciting stuff up front while improving on my thumbnail and titling. So maybe I'll post less this month and just have more intentional content, right? Maybe I'll post once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, right? Something that's a little bit more polished and better, right? And I've been learning to edit, so I think I'm at that point now where I can say, all right, now that I know the tools, maybe now at this point in time, okay, now I know when people are leaving, maybe I can start improving the first 30 seconds of the video to have people stay, and then the rest of the video, I'll still do like my edits or whatever, but try to make it as entertaining as possible, right? TikTok, views are up, but if you look on the live, if you look on TikTok right now, on what my shorts or I guess what my TikToks are doing, they're not doing all of them. They're all around 200 views, right? So this is more of what I call a watermelon. Green on the outside where it's like, oh my God, look at those views you're getting. Look at what's happening. And it looks great. The numbers are going up. But the problem is because I am posting a shit ton of videos. So it's like, look, you can see like 5s. Okay, if you go to my TikTok, right? CoachWillsin. You can see some of them like 7s, 5s, some 200s, some 300s. So it's mostly about the volume of videos and all those little numbers adding up with those large volume versus actual quality content where it's like, oh, here's some quality that's boosting the numbers up, right? So it's people will see them, but because of the nature of the shorts, right? There's no way to test your video outside of putting it in front of somebody, right? That's why those numbers are artificially boosted up, okay? Because it's not like long form where you see a thumbnail, then you intentionally click on it with the intention to watch it, right? This is more like it shows up and it plays right away, okay? So with that in mind, I had a lot of profile views, but very low follower conversion, right? Very low follower conversion. So that tells me it's like, yeah, my content's going out there. People are checking out my profile. Maybe I have some potential, but the content and quality isn't resonating with my audience. What to do there? And again, I think it's about being more intentional with my content. Okay? Next, money. Money, big money. We're still not eligible. We're still not eligible for monetization on YouTube. Okay, based off how it went from last month to this month, I've gained about 15 subs, 32 public watch hours, or 44 public short views, right? 44,000 short views from last month. It went up, which is great. Some boost from some other shorts. But at this rate, if I want to get monetized, right, it's going to take me 28 months and then hit the other goal, which is longest 92 months or 68 months, right? On shorts alone versus watch hours, right? So with that amount of time, if you put it in perspective, for me to get monetized on YouTube, I could have walked around the world about 8 times. I could have ran around the world at the pace of Usain Bolt, which I am not at, so it's definitely a lot slower than that, around 763 times, and drive around the world 1,975 times. Like that's how long it's gonna take. Within the same amount of time, I could have seen the world over 1,000 times to see exactly what the world has to offer. Or I could have become a doctor and made my mom proud, right? But it shows you that this is perspective, how much time that goes into it, and what you get out of it. It's definitely a slow start for me. Okay. Again, I have streamed for 23 hours last month, right? You see that my followers went up, which is fucking awesome, which is people you find online, not necessarily viewers, but more just people that see like had a fun match with you and they'll follow you, or maybe some word get out. I made a couple friends and shit like that. Yeah, so 23 hours and I made $4.86, right? What does that mean? That's a lot of money, isn't it? Well, if you break it down, if it was a job, $4.86 divided by 23.5 hours, which is like part-time, right? I'm working like a few hours here and there over the week, right? It's about 21 cents an hour. Not the greatest ROI, but after 19 hours of consistent streaming, which a lot of it came from subs, right? 51 cents came from ads, which will cover the taxes of my favorite candy, Skittles. On sale, by the way. I can afford Skittles on sale after taxes, especially in Canada, okay? So give you some perspective here. If you're thinking about streaming for money, maybe this will put it in perspective of, or readjust your expectations of how much money you're gonna make on Twitch. Okay, I'm not saying you can't make money, but you might have a slow start like I do, and you'll have enough to buy Skittles when it's on sale at Walmart. Okay, so you have to ask me. It all comes down like, Wilson, you spent like 20 something hours, not even to mention the hours after stream, not even to mention off stream, off camera, preparing for streams, doing this stuff. Was it worth it? Was it all worth it for a bag of Skittles? Was it worth it? Yes. Yes, the fuck it was. Yes, it fucking was. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the love of the game, baby. I'm in it for the love of the game. I already set up my yearly goals, and none of my goals relate to Twitch stats, right? Speaking of which, I have built a small community around Tekken, which I am so internally grateful for, and I'm so internally happy because it's so fucking sick. It's a different feeling altogether, right? A guy just started posting videos on the internet, and people are commenting, people are like giving me advice. People are like, hey, if you want to get to Tekken King, if you want to get better at the game, this is some things you could do. Reach out, blah, 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 so on and so forth, right? That's where I met my main man ecosystem here, also Eins. He reached out and was like, yo, I'm willing to coach you if you want, like hop on, like add me up on Discord, we'll play, I'll coach you. This guy right here, also sweet guy, he's like, yo, let's just play. And he's been extremely fun to play with, right? Like we be playing on Discord. I be playing on Discord a lot with the same people that I met online. Just people like, yo, let's run some sets, let's have some fun, right? And it's insanely rewarding, right? Finding that small group of people around you that just likes the same things you do and just hang out, you know what I mean? Okay. But here, there's another example here, right? Another example of just late night playing Tekken, everyone's streaming, everyone's fighting against each other, there's mix-ups, everyone's trying different things, everyone's learning different characters and just playing and getting learn matchups, or there's even other people teaching other people that are a lower rank to get them better and get them increase their value, like not increase their value, but increase their Tekken prowess, right? Their Tekken knowledge. So I already set up my goal for this year, which was I want to hit Tekken King from Bushin. I want to hit Tekken King. I was the avatar bridging the gap between Kinshi and Bushin for long enough, and I wanted to go to a higher level. Did I make that goal? Yes, I did. After 678 hours, I fucking made that goal. I got to Tekken King, baby. I got to Tekken King. Holy! After so long, I got to Tekken King. And I'm so happy about it because it was so hard fought. And I even ran sets. I ran it back just to make sure that I actually belong in Tekken King and not just because I was just dominating that one guy. And that's how I'm feeling now. You might be looking at me like, yo, this guy just got to Tekken kick. He doesn't know the fuck is going on. I don't care. I'm on the podium, baby. I'm on the podium. I hit my goal. I hit the goal for my month, and it took me 1 month. And it's all thanks to the community that is around me that's been teaching me and positivity and shit like that helped me get and level me up to a next level. All right, so we beat that goal. What was your other goal? Well, that is to win a tournament. That is my next goal, is to win a fucking tournament. This has been crazy. I have joined 2 tournaments so far, so you might say that I'm a serial tournament goer, right? I'm quite the participant out here, okay? At each time, I have placed 25th of 25, or I would rank top 100 out of the top 100, okay? I have been hitting 0, 0, 0, so that's my next step. Right? Is to get better at this game, not necessarily through rank. I could just be labbing, learning matchups, but learning how to use my tools and play better. I'm just hyped off that. Off the Tekken King high, I'm on my way to win a tournament, and that is the end of this February, content review. I'll see you guys in April when we can do our March one. All right? As always, I hope you have a good time. What's it like for you streaming? What's it like you editing? What's it like for you to do your stuff? But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you need to do, and I'll catch you guys next time.